The most important thing is to take the hurt and actually learn something from it. And that's something that we've talked about now, and that what's the point in going through this pain if we're not better for it on the other side. So today's been all about dissecting what we did well in our prep, and what we could have done better, and then what we did well on the pitch and what we could have done better, and learning and hopefully growing, and then I'm building towards this game this weekend, and then hopefully more silverware down the line.
And is that how you try to move on as a group? I mean, I know everybody will have their own individual thing and their own way of dealing with it as individuals, basically, or are you sick to death at the sight of a rugby ball in the early days of this week?
Yeah, I can't speak for everyone else, but it's not necessarily the side of rugby ball, but it's just sickening, I think, the reality of it being over. And unfortunately, that's just life and sport, isn't it? Sometimes it's just not fair, and only one team gets to be the winners every year. So it's a tough one to take for every other team, and that's why you have to enjoy it so much when you do get it, because it is so hard, and the margins are so small, and sometimes it's just luck, and sometimes it's performance or something else like that. But you can never tell what it's going to be. But all you can do is kind of set yourself up to succeed, and everything else after that is out of your control.
Thanks, James.
No worries.
Hello, James. William Davis from Galway Bay FM here.
Hey, William.
How are you? You're heading down to Galway on Saturday evening. I'm just interested to know, how are you talking about this competition, or are you actually more focused on the fact that this is just an interprovincial game and all that it brings? The Rainbow Cup is sort of a bit anomalous.
We at the end of the day, we wouldn't really be talking any week about the competition. It's always about there's too much to cover with the stuff we can control. So we're just looking at Connacht and every game we played against them, and their recent games, like the brilliant performance they had against Ulster with that late win, and what we can do to put ourselves in the best position to beat them. And they got one over on us recently in the RDS, and that hurts. And again, we need to take our learnings from that and try to get one back on them.
And is it a sort of game that maybe the younger players who weren't completely involved with last weekend, is this an opportunity for them to sort of put their hands up a bit and make a bit of a statement, because there'll be probably some players rested after what was a very tough game? Yeah,
whoever gets to play is going to be fired up to play well, and that's the thing. Like, you don't get that many chances in a blue shirt, so every time you set on the field, you want to put your best foot forward, and they're going to be. I've been down in the sports ground. It's one of the toughest places to go, and they'll be fired up, and they hate us, and we know that, and we'll be fired up as well to match that and try to get a good performance in.
Thank you.
James is Don here on audio only. Against La Rochelle, is it fair to say that it's the same brick wall, only it's red, white and blue this time, like Saracens? It's like pure power. You were playing against, very powerful All Blacks, South Africans, Australians, Fijians. I think there was an Argentinian there as well, and well coached this time. What was that like for you?
It's any of the European games at the business end are going to be like fairly close to international standard with the caliber of players that are going to be in it, and it's tough going. Yeah, every game at that level is unbelievably tough going and unbelievably physical. And in fairness, they're a great side, and they won big moments in the breakdown, and we probably didn't take a few chances that we had, and unfortunately, like, that's how some games go, and we felt like we prepped really well and had a good plan, and they won the big moments, and the rest is history.
Indeed, the All Blacks had the same problem with South Africa about 10, 15 years ago, and that really ushered in the 10-man total rugby or the 15-man total rugby. Do you think it'll take something like that to get around this?
Well, I don't think that we've beaten powerful teams as well in the last few years. I don't think we're incapable of beating a big side. We just didn't do it the other day, and unfortunately can't win every game. And when you do lose a big game, it's like the world's ending and everything needs to change. But sometimes it's there's not that many things that you've done wrong, and a good team can just be better. You could play 10 times and you might win 6 of them, but if they win the one that matters on the day, like they only get to play once, unfortunately, and that's all that matters.
How important was it that you weren't at home?
Yeah, I think French sides are unbelievably passionate and motivated to win at home, and it's in their DNA. And it's unbelievably hard to go there and get a win. I think like they've won them like in the history of the European Cup. They've won probably 80% of their home draws in knockout stages. So it's tough to go there, but it makes it all the more satisfying if you do manage to get a result.
Thanks, James.
No worries on.
Hi, James. Jerry Corey here, Dublin City FM. Just wondering, you were in part of the panel for the game against La Rochelle. In your own mindset, how do you lift yourself for a game, say, against Connacht on Saturday in the Rainbow Cup? Is it very hard to lift yourself now?
Well, to be short, no. I wouldn't say we're disappointed in ourselves in different capacities and disappointed in losing thing. But at the end of the day, we're like, it doesn't take much motivation to get back up for a game against our rivals. From that point of view, but the disappointment of losing to La Rochelle, I can't speak for other people, but I know that'll hurt me for a long time. But am I motivated to play a game of rugby again? Yeah, like I can't wait to get out there and do my best for my teammates. But the disappointment for those kind of losses doesn't leave you for a while, and I think as a competitor you have to use that as fuel for a long time to come.